Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fall Break Podcast. I am here joined with my friends Damien Young. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm actually doing very good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. And I'm also here joined by our middle school friend, Kaleb Wilkens. How are you today?
Pretty good.
Okay, and I just want to say thank you, everyone who is tuning in today. This is going to be our very first podcast I am posting on our first very own YouTube channel, the Fall Break Podcast. And I just want to say thank you to all of you who have signed up to be a part of an interview coming up soon in this fall break. First things first, I just want to point out to everyone at home, Kaleb is in fact not for sale, okay? I mean, we do appreciate you guys trying to buy him on eBay, but he is unfortunately not for sale. Well, you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I'm just too cute to be for sale. Like, this amount of cuteness could, never, be sold because it's just, worth so much, you know?
Yeah, I understand that. And
all the girls want me, you know what I mean? I get the most W Riz out of everybody in the entire world. And that's just a fact.
All right. And for all of you guys at home, our weeaboo friend Damien Young is here to join us for this podcast today. How are you doing today, Damien?
I'm not a weeaboo, at least I don't think I am. But I'm good.
Okay, and how's your day going, Damien?
Well, it could always be a lot better. As every day.
That is a good use of words. Anyway, I just want to say to all of you at home, Damien is one of my closest friends, if you haven't noticed already. We have been to many places over the last few summers. I have known him since middle school, and that's pretty much a good way to talk about him.
Yeah.
And our surprising guest, who we have today, is Kaleb Wilkens. We have already talked about him, but Kaleb, do you mind telling everyone about you a little bit?
I mean, what is there to say? I'm just, the best of the best.
I mean, yeah, but, you have to, give us some... People at home don't know what you look like, man. I mean, you're in middle school. We're talking to high schoolers right now.
I'm, 5'2", and I don't know. I'm just, I don't know. I used to have a mullet. That was really ugly. My mullet was just horrible. It was hideous. You might have a picture of it, Mason. I don't know if you do. But, I mean, it was just hideous. I mean, it sucked so bad. But I cut it off. I look better now. Everyone can agree with that.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's a pretty good way of putting that. Also, Kaleb, you have a lawn business. Is that right?
Yes, it is. It's Lawn Hawks Mowing Company. I can. You think they'd want the number?
Yeah, I think they do. I think you should. I think you should plug it.
Oh yeah, dude. Hit up the. Get this. Hold up.
And also for everyone listening, I only have one microphone, so we are just gonna be passing it around. That's why you can hear that noise in the background. Just pointing that out. Sorry for everyone for that very disgusting inconvenience. All right, and for the lawn business number, here it is.
It's 563-499-1946.
Okay, and could you tell us what the name of it is again?
Lawn Hawks Mowing Company.
All right, thank you. And back to Damien. Why are you shaking your head at me?
Don't you dare mention the one thing.
What one thing?
Never mind, resume.
Okay. So Damien.
He has a lot of really dark secrets.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. So Damien just finished a sculpture yesterday. Is that right?
Yes.
It probably looks like doo-doo farts.
I mean, it does, but I'm not going to say that out loud to him. But you also finished a horn. I saw that yesterday at your house, right?
Yes, this is very true.
Okay, and did you glue this together yet?
Yes.
Does it look cool?
So far it's drawing, but the finished project will look amazing.
All right, that's good to know. And just want to shout out to all of my football players out there. We had a rough season, but, we always, we can always put it back together. Just want to say to everyone that played this year, I just want to say thank you for letting us go out and show out for us today. Kaleb, do you have a question?
Did you guys win the final game? I wasn't there. The final football game of the entire season.
That was our Davenport North senior night. It was our very last night together on Tuville Stadium, and
I thought it was at the high school, the Bettendorf High School.
Yeah, that's what the stadium's called.
Oh, did you guys win it?
We did. We beat North Sass. Sorry for everyone who was a Davenport North student listening to this, but we definitely kicked a lot of ass. That's for sure. And as I'm looking at it right now, we are a few minutes in, and I just want to say a few words of advice. Don't do drugs. And
Unless they're free.
oh, that's true, unless they're free. But yeah. For the reason I wanted to start this podcast in the first place was I have a lot of time now, and everyone just needs something to do until they have summer rolling in, and then we have to go back to our very abnormal lives, except for Damien, who doesn't have anything to do.
Yeah, but I'm working on it.
He is working on it. He submitted a application to Fairway, so if you are working at Fairway right now, please go tell Peter or John that they need to hire Damien Young. Please, Damien Young. DAMIENYOUNG. Damien Young. Thank you.
He's applied to like 10 different stores. Why haven't you got a job yet?
Because every single time I make it at the last moment, and then they tell me, "Oh, sorry, we hired another person."
I just want to point that out, that was a really good impression. Like, I picked that up in the microphone really well.
That's straight up cap, though. They didn't hire another person. They're going to hire. No, they're going to. I guarantee you they're going to, like, tomorrow, like the day after they said that, or a few hours after they said that, another employee that hired or that filled out a job application is going to come in there, and they're going to hire them.
And that's true. Just want to point out that one of our good friends, Dante Harrell, if you are listening to this right now, we just want to say thank you, because he's the one who gave Damien the idea to apply there. I had a stroke right there. But, yeah, Dante Harrell, if you know him, you know him. But he's definitely one of our good friends that are definitely going to be on the show really soon. And
do you guys remember the time that Damien cut open his leg?
oh, my God, yeah.
That dude, you were like crying, Mason.
I was nervous to hell because I was telling we were at the
I think it was the Crow Park quarry.
yeah, and there's a little opening if you haven't noticed this but there's a little opening next
cliff. Yeah, it's like a cliff. The fence was pushed down. We were there. It's back up. They still have a gap in it, so people can just like, unless you're like really really fat, then you can just like mosey your way on in there, like with ease. But the fence was down when we were there, and he was just being a complete like scaredy cat about going off the cliff. I mean, like, and I'm 13 and I can do it. How old are you again, Damien?
17.
And you're a scaredy cat and you couldn't do it, but I could do it. It just took like 5 minutes of just mustering up courage to do it. He just was a scaredy cat for like 3 hours and didn't jump off the cliff. And then he just slipped and then he fell. He fell into the water. He said, "Oh, I'm fine." He got up on the shore and he was like, "Nope, you're going to the hospital." Yeah, I mean, it was funny until it wasn't. But
Well, actually, what ended up happening is I didn't land directly in the water. What ended up happening is I landed on a bunch of very sharp rocks. One of them punctured through my skin, and I didn't feel it at first, but there was, of course, like that shock of, oh my gosh, am I gonna die?
And it was funny because when I saw it happen, I was at the top of the rocks trying to help him gain courage to jump, and he was always getting so close to jumping, and eventually he wanted to go a little bit lower, and he found this little mud spot a tiny bit hanging off of the rocks, and he tried stepping down there, and then as soon as he was ready to jump, he pulled back. The dirt fell from underneath him. He fell on the rocks, and then he said, "Ah, I'm fine." And then he swam into the water like a fucking fish.
Yeah, I literally slithered like a snake into the water and swam. Okay, there was 2 ways I could have gone. A very short way, which would be to the hill, and a long way, which would have been to the dock. I took the dock.
And it was very, very, very embarrassing. And when I got there, I jumped and I got in the water, and then I swam over to Damien where I saw him sitting on the dock. And I looked down. I thought it was his toe because his toe was was bleeding a little bit, and I thought that was it. I didn't realize he was covering this giant gash in his fucking leg with a guy.
thought there was no cussing.
Well, I'm gonna bleep this out in editing.
That's gonna take a long time to edit.
Well, I'm probably not gonna edit it out. I'm probably just gonna. Oops.
Fuck it and put it in.
But that's the only 2 cuss words of tonight. All right.
I only cussed once.
Well, yeah, we have we have to put $2 in the swear jar. But
Not me.
but yeah, I didn't notice this giant gash in his leg because he was covering up with his towel, and I was just crying on the way there because I just felt guilty as hell.
And then you were also like worried about what his mom was gonna say because we went to Pizza Ranch, and you had to convince her to think that it was fine to take him there and jump off the cliff. Then she had that dream where she thought you were gonna get hurt.
Yeah,
And
and
then-
then the entire time that we were there, I was like, my mother's predictions are always true. And that normally freaks me out because it always happens, except sometimes it will be different. Because what ended up happening is in her dream, the leg that did get injured happened in that dream, but also one of my arms had gotten broken too, except in reality only my leg got severely punctured.
Thank God for that.
But I just find your mom should be a psychic. She could make a lot of money off of that. God, my nose is congested.
Yeah, Kaleb has been sick for a few days.
I just have a common cold. So
But yeah. Another thing I just want to point out to everyone at home is that we do not want to be liable for anything that may have happened during the podcast. We are not trying to offend anyone. We are not trying to make it seem like we're targeting anyone at whatsoever. We are just doing this out of our sheer will of finding something to do.
Yep.
But yeah. But let's move on to a different topic.
is that Alex's switch?
No, that's my switch. Sorry for the sounds of my headphones sliding on my head. But
Big head. We go fat head boy. Jar head boy. We go shaved goatee boy.
shut up.
Cut that part out. That was crazy.
But let's move on to a death of a very, very popular lady named Queen Elizabeth II.
Hey. You know what? Never mind. That's kind of offensive. Never mind.
But just gonna point this out. Queen Elizabeth.
If your ghost is there, if your ghost is there, you were a good queen.
W Queen Elizabeth II.
I'm just gonna say this. She has been a queen for like half a century.
I'm surprised she made it that far, dude. How old was she when she died?
She was like 96, 97.
Betty White made it further, didn't she?
Yeah, Biden's gonna make it further than her, and he.
No, I hope not.
And we're not gonna talk about Biden because I know a lot of people are probably different sides of politics. But
I hate politics. I just think politics are stupid.
I'm just gonna say that, I don't care what happens. I mean, I can't control whatever the government wants to do with their lives. But
as long as we don't break out in like a mass nuclear war, I mean, I just want the gas prices back down. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
right, and
just want
inflation definitely.
I just want gas prices down. If you want to raise the gas prices and taxes and price of groceries, raise the wage. Raise people's wage. Do that. Or just bring the prices back down. I mean, because it's just gone up so much over the years. Like, people were able to afford it like 4 or 5 years ago. Now they can't.
Yeah, Damien, do you have anything to say on this inflation?
And honestly, I never pay attention to any type of politics. What happens as long as no one gets terribly hurt.
Yeah, because there's a lot of problems out there that are mixed in with the government somehow. But let's move on to a better topic than this because it's starting to sound a little depressing.
Well, it's starting to sound a little bit controversial is what it's sounding like. We're probably going to, if we keep talking about this, we're probably going to ruffle some people's feathers, honestly.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna get some hate mail and some threats in the mail sometime.
Currently, currently we are probably like, someone's down in the comments like, oh, why are they so rude? I hate this.
I know, there's some Karen just waiting,
Yeah.
to find a reason to hate us. And well,
Is there a hole in the bottom of the microphone?
the stand of this microphone broke off, and I had to. If you're not aware, it's in here. It broke, and I had to make a makeshift microphone stand.
We can just like move in and talk like that.
Well, I'm not gonna lean in and just talk like this.
No, because we can stay over like this.
I'm not trying to get kissing range. All right, just gonna say that.
We need like the big swing mics they have on like the Twitch streamers and stuff have. You know what I'm talking about? Like the big mics they mount onto their wall and they got like the huge arm or like the ones you see in Best Buy. We need one of those and just like mount it to the floor.
Right. I think I found a microphone online for $10 and
it's gonna sound like that headset you got from like Dollar General or something is what it's gonna sound like.
if you're not aware, my dad got me a really cool headset that I thought was gonna sound really cool, but eventually it sounded like complete ass. It just sucked. But let's move on to some of the classes because first quarter just ended at Bettendorf High School. If you're not aware,
Did you guys missing assignments reset?
pretty much like all the assignments don't mean shit anymore.
Yeah.
Dude,
Sorry,
no, dude.
didn't mean to cuss right there. Bleep it out.
No, because semesters matter now. Like, last year's semesters didn't really matter at all. But now the semesters do because your missing assignments don't reset every quarter this year. They reset every semester, which is, like, really crappy. Why is the water running? No one's home. No one flushed the toilet.
Damien, do you want to talk about your new classes that you had this year for second quarter?
Oh yeah. So I am very fine with the classes I have this year. Quarter. Mainly because I get an art class as usual because I enjoy creating things.
I am definitely an eyewitness of that. Damien last quarter took ceramics, and I have seen him bring many projects into entertainment marketing, which is a class I share with him. And it was very, very unique. Very unique assignments right there.
Have you guys done welding yet?
I have done welding.
Same here.
Are you good at it?
I hate it. I was scared because I was afraid I would mess up and something would explode.
Were you, like, was it hard to get into the class?
Not really. No, it was like if you.
Is it as hard as they say it is to get in there?
No.
I took it during COVID.
That must have been pretty easy then.
It was pretty easy because we for the most part we were stuck in the classroom talking about how to weld and what welding was about.
Oh, for me though, I remember burning my hair.
you burned your hand or your hair?
My hair.
Your hair?
Remember when it was like that ocean blue?
That's what happened?
Yeah.
Your hair burned?
Yeah. What happened? Oh wait, what happened is one day a bunch of sparks were flying and I was on gas welding. And what ended up happening, I actually am very good at that though. But what ended up happening is that a bunch of sparks just flew up in the air and landed directly on the back of my head where there was a bunch of hair and it almost caught fire until I felt like a very, very sharp and hot sting. And I ran immediately to the teacher and told him, okay, I need to go to the nurse.
Oh my God. We are just talking about, the pain you have gone through. I have not. I'm starting to feel kind of guilty.
Like, what do you expect? He's stupid.
I'm unlucky. I'm like the runt of the family, which actually is true. But I'm also the unluckiest.
Zach's worse. Zach is worse.
No, Zach is getting kind of.
Equal treatment in a way.
He's your weight. I will say that he's not your size. He's your weight, and he's like half your age.
Wait, what do you mean he's getting equal treatment?
Like, for example, he broke both of his legs twice.
Yeah, that's true. He has terrible ankles, people. All right, he has like really bad ankles.
I think I remember him. Was he in special ed?
No.
No. Okay.
I was in special ed.
Write that down, folks.
Right.
Kaleb was in special ed.
Editor, quick.
Editor, me, in the future. But
Well, I wasn't in special ed. I was just like, see, the thing is, I was bad on getting my missing assignments caught up. I always was, and I always will be, and I am right now. So I just go in there for like the first 30 minutes of the school day in elementary, and I just like get work caught up. I mean, it was the special ed room, but I mean, like I wouldn't go. Could you get the microphone away from me? So close. But it was the special ed room. I mean, I wasn't in special ed, but it was just a special ed room.
yeah.
And I thought I saw Damien's brother in there.
But for coming up soon, I'm thinking that the schedule for this podcast might vary differently because some of us have different jobs and different things to do at school in the future.
Some of us don't have jobs like Damien.
And Kaleb!
I can't get a job because I'm underage. But Damien's 17, and he's only now just started thinking about getting a job when he was 16, about to turn 17, because me and Mason got on him because he still didn't have a job.
Yeah, and then... Oh, wait, should I tell them about the sports fans?
Yes. Wait, hold on. Tell them about sports fans.
Okay, sports fans, they wanted to hire me. In fact, one of the managers came up to me during one day when we were all like there and enjoying a giant pizza. He was like, "Oh, hello, would you like to work here? I heard from your friends, overheard from your friends that you need a job."
Well, that's not exactly what happened.
Yeah, but
What happened was me, Dante, Alex, Kaleb, and Damien were at Sports Fans. We were eating a pizza, and then the manager came over and they were like, "Hey, is any of you looking for a job?" And we were I thought for like a split second he was joking, and then I realized I was like, "Wait a minute, Damien, you need a job. You can work here."
Yeah, and then I remember him asking me if I would like to work there, and I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll give it a try."
And what they did was the manager walked to the back and he grabbed an application and handed it to him, and I helped Damien sign through it, and then he turned it in. And then his first day of actually working was like a week after that day. Yeah. And what happened was well, Damien, you tell him.
All right. At the time, it turned my family didn't hadn't diagnosed it yet, but I have scoliosis, and I was the griller there. Now, I was only able to stand for up to an hour and a half before I had to sit down for a few minutes. Please note, the place that I was at is severely cramped. I cannot sit anywhere in there without burning myself on the ovens.
And what was funny about that was what he told me that when he couldn't handle it anymore, he walked outside and he needed a break. And they weren't really happy about that.
Well, actually, no. What I said was, I asked them if it was okay if I took just a few minutes to sit down outside and rest my legs. I remember them specifically saying, or all of them, except for one girl who was the helper that was helping me grill, and all.
Future Mason editing. Can we get an account on the thumbnail? Can we get an account on the thumbnail, Mason?
What does that mean?
The amount of times Damien has said
I'm gonna start getting a counter. I'm gonna get a button downstairs, and then every time he says I'm just gonna press it, and it's just gonna say
Alright. Anyways, what happened is almost all of them were fine with it, except for that one girl. And so I stepped outside and sat down for a few minutes, then went back in. Everything else went as smooth as ever, and the pizza was great that I got for free afterwards. But the next day...
Yeah, you gotta get that free pizza before you walk out those doors.
He has to get the free pizza.
Get that pizza at Sports Fans.
Alright.
Was there a guy with a receding hairline and glasses who worked there named Mike?
I think there was, actually.
Was he like 5'3"?
He worked there for a day. Not even a day, half a day.
Well, yeah, why. That guy's a psycho, the Mike guy.
Okay, well, hopefully he's not listening.
Although, it was worth it, the 3 hours I worked there, because when I did eventually get my paycheck,
Can we see what the dogs have to say?
No, we're not bringing the dogs downstairs.
Oh, wait, I got him right here. Let me let him out.
Okay, you didn't see it, but Caleb was trying to take his socks off and show us his dogs. Not his dogs, but his dogs. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna start barking. Dude, we should go to the mall. Make like a mall podcast.
A mall podcast.
I was about to
In the middle of the mall, like some strangers come up. What up, yo? Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I have a Wi-Fi hotspot the school gave me, so we can get internet connection in there.
That's crazy.
Oh wait, I think I'm not done with the story.
Okay, continue with
No,
the
I can't.
story, please.
Okay. So the next day, this was my first free day of.
Again,
Okay. Anyways, and is around like 1 or 2 o'clock when I got a call from Oh, yep, there it is again.
There's the
Oh wait, I got a call from
Practicing, guys.
one of my managers, and he said, "Do you mind if I speak to your mother for a minute?" He said
that
it.
boy talk about your mama, boy. Oh,
Bro,
oh.
they were contacting your mom.
He get
The
$1
thing
done
is,
with that boy,
wait,
mama.
let me explain. The thing is, they thought, well, they explained this to my mother, but they thought originally that since I was a short person, that I would also have very short feelings, and they would have made me cry if they said, "Oh, sorry, but you're fired."
Did they really just like fire you like that day?
Pretty much, yeah.
And then
And then a week later, I got my paycheck, and they were like, "Get out of here, please."
how much was that paycheck?
$68.
68?
Yes.
And how long
Such an awkward number.
and how many hours were you there?
3 hours. Yeah, I was able.
Can someone do the math on that, please?
Hey Siri, oh wait, I don't have internet.
That's
That'd be a catastrophe.
That's like-
if my phone
that's like-
said-
I'm trying to do the math in my head. That's like 23. That's like $22.3 an hour.
Yeah,
$22.33.
That's crazy.
yeah, and I put most of it in my bank account.
And you only worked for 3 hours.
Yeah.
They probably forgot to clock you out. Nice laugh right there. Just come, someone sample that.
Oh yeah, guys. That's gonna be the intro sound to every podcast we make, including. I can't.
He's sick.
Please no.
I'll cough on you.
Oh God, don't make.
But for the first episode of the podcast, just want to say that if you're still listening to this, which is surprising, just want to say thank you for tuning in.
You're the best.
And if you haven't already, I know every single other YouTuber has said this, and I know it's a fact, but make sure you like, share, and subscribe this YouTube channel and this video, all right?
Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, and
Hit the bell! Hit the bell with your bare knuckles. Let's go!
So that subscribe button might be red. That's the wrong color. Make sure you turn it gray.
Yeah, turn that thing gray. It should say subscribed with an ED at the end.
Yeah, it's the wrong spelling actually.
we just like turn into those cringy YouTubers that at the beginning and middle of every.
We're not cringy. Come on.
Guys with the like pop-ups in the middle of their video.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt the video. Can you guys like it?
Sorry to interrupt the video, but did you know this video was sponsored by? All right.
This video is sponsored by Honey.
No. We're not sponsored. Don't tell. Oh.
We're sellouts. We got sponsored.
We're sellouts, baby. We gotta make that ad revenue. But coming up in the next few days, we have a list of people that are gonna be interviewed.
I want to try and get Alex in here.
He was supposed to be a co-host, and he didn't show up. But for now on, we have 4 special people that I want to shout out to be a part of this podcast. We have Becky, RJ, Dante, and Dylan, who are going to be in the future podcast down here in the basement, which is very, very lovely.
Who's Dylan?
Dylan Yates, he goes to my high school.
And who's RJ?
RJ Garrison, he played football and then quit.
And then who's Becky?
Becky is a very nice woman who is also at my high school.
Okay, so everyone goes to your school.
Everyone that goes to my school, except for Dante.
Would you like me to say something that it seems like you were trying to say about Becky?
No, Damien.
No, I do not want you to say. I have a girlfriend.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Don't you?
Now we gotta edit that out, man.
I can't edit this out.
Yeah, you can go back and edit it.
Where? Not on OBS. Don't.
Oh wait, I'll.
Yeah. For many of you listening, whenever we hang out, one of the most famous lines that I say to Damien while we're hanging out is "Shut up," and he tends to ignore that.
Which makes me a good person.
That does not make okay.
All right, who's more annoying, Damien or Zachary?
Damien.
No.
No, it's Zachary.
Yeah.
Cause
Can you imagine if he had ADHD?
Oh no.
could you imagine if he had a
Oh, dude, imagine when he gets his hands on caffeine drinks.
another story that I want to say to
Is that bad, Damien?
to everyone is that when I was hanging out at Damien's house for one of the few times last summer, we went to his bedroom, and I asked Damien, "Hey, do you have anything to eat? I just want a snack real quick." And he said, "Sure, why not?"
It's the story.
Yeah, it's the toast story. And when we were over at his house, Damien went and made like a stack of fucking toast. I'm talking like 10 pieces of bread.
Like imagine like those cartoonish Scooby Doo sandwiches that Shaggy
God
and
damn
Scooby.
it!
That's two ummas in a row.
No.
Motherfucker!
Stop cussing.
Fricker! I said fricker.
Okay,
Good enough.
but he made a stack of it was like a cartoon, like the
Yeah.
Scooby Doo
What I
cartoons
ate
of
yesterday?
just a stack of toast, and then he brought in a tub of butter. He brought in a tub of I can't believe that's not butter, and one knife, and he expected me to just start slapping it around.
Butter or not?
But this is where the story gets
Oh, was it
interesting.
butter?
I can't believe it's not butter, so I don't know what it was. Just listen. So, I was in their room. Zachary was doing something, and I took the Xbox controller from him and I hid it, and then he was looking for it, and I didn't tell him where it was, and so something in his mind, in his small little mind, he thought, wait a minute. I haven't checked the butter yet. And so he went to this ginormous tub of butter, stuck his hand in it, got a whole ball of butter out, and looked in it like he was actually being serious. And I told his mom, I told your mom, Damien, and the look on her face, just like, it was like, not this again. Like it happened before. And I was just so confused. And then she ended up taking his phone away, and I gave him back his controller, and then he put the